So, welcome back. Episode 2 of the sixth round show. Today, Sam and I will be talking a little bit about soccer and recent comings, UCL final, US men's national team friendly versus Switzerland, and the Concacaf Nations League that's coming up for the United States. So,
Yes, sir.
first off, we were going to talk about the Champions League final and just seeing two Americans in it for the first time. Pulisic actually got subbed in around the 60th minute, and Zack Steffen unfortunately did not play. But on the field, Puli was all right. He did miss one big chance, which was a little disappointing. But hey, it's good to see an American finally in the Champions League final on the biggest stage.
Yeah, either way, I mean, we were gonna have an American win it, no matter who did it, Zach Steffen or Pooley. Probably happier for Pooley just because, he does contribute a bit more to this Chelsea squad than Zach Steffen does. Although no chance he was ever gonna get ahead of Ederson,
Mm,
as good as he is. But yeah, happy to see Pooley get some good minutes. Definitely had that big chance in probably like the 80th. To seal the deal. So I was bummed for him. And you could see the pain on his face as well when he missed that.
yeah,
But
but I mean,
the
yeah,
excitement afterwards was unbelievable, and just the photos and the sheer joy that you could see him
mhm.
having, and the photo of his parents as well that's been circulating.
Yeah,
So I'm super
just the U.S. team gear he was wearing afterwards was great to see.
repping,
Just it felt long overdue to see.
repping.
See
Absolutely.
that rep see that represented the crest represented the Champions League final winning podium.
Exactly. And looking back as the Champions League as a whole this entire year, I mean, we had record numbers in the semifinals and the quarterfinals,
Everything.
everything. And hopefully, well, next season we'll get Pooley back, and then we'll have the likes of Tyler Adams, Gio, McKinnie, Dest, and everybody else that's featuring prominently for these big clubs, and hopefully more um, will come over. And that we still got the likes of Brendan Aronson and Daryl DK. Hopefully, well, Aronson for sure staying in Europe, and hopefully DK as well will stay in Europe for next year. Whether that is with Barnsley or with another team. So
Linked to the one a major Big Six club in the Prem.
yeah, honestly, I'd love to have him at Tottenham as a new front man if Kane goes. So
Yeah, no,
hopefully,
definitely someone similar in play style in terms of just a big striker, get the ball to let him hold up play.
exactly. And every interview with DK is just he's such a good dude. So joyful.
Mhm. No, I'm a big fan of Daryl DK. A lot of energy in him, and
Absolutely.
that was shown a lot in the recent camps that we've seen. Like before practices, before in the little mountain trip the team went on, that was all over the Instagram before the Switzerland game. Just watching all those videos and all of them posting their own stuff and commenting on each other to just everything's super happy right now. It seems everyone's getting along. It's great to see all the guys like love each other or like seem like best friends.
Yeah, no, the vibe is
Just
fantastic, and it's probably the best they've been in the camp for a long, long time. And I think that's probably one of the first steps to being a great team is just feeling good amongst your teammates and getting along with everybody. And I think the last step for all of us, or well, for the team, I should say, is yeah, there are a lot of good individuals, and now you just got to get
Mhm.
good as a team and work well as a unit. And these last few months, it's been this team playing together for the first time. Um, for the first few times, and I think each time they've looked better. But then again, they really haven't played substantial opposition, really up until yesterday.
Yeah.
But I mean, over the last few months, they faced the likes of Northern Ireland, Jamaica, Trinidad, El Salvador, which you know can't speak
Yeah.
about Trinidad because they knocked us out of the last World Cup. But yesterday we really faced our first formidable foe in Switzerland.
Mhm.
To be completely honest, I turned the game on after halftime, and I don't want to say we played badly by any means.
Mhm.
I think it's still there are a lot of growing pains with this team, um, but I think the big miss was Tyler Adams. We were getting absolutely rocked
Yeah.
in the midfield on the counter from Switzerland.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and Switzerland, it's the closest thing to a big side we've faced in a long time. Uh,
Yeah, I think they certainly sit 13th in the rankings in the world, which is pretty high for them, but they've been playing well, so
Exactly, exactly. So I think, to kind of recap that game, going back to yesterday, the lineup was really strong. I mean, the likes of Reyna and Sargent started up top with McKinney in the middle,
mm,
John Brooks and Mark McKenzie at the back, and then, Ethan Horvath in goal. The two big notable omissions from the squad as a whole were Pooley and Zach Steffen because they were on Champions League duty. So Zack Steffen steps right into the goalie, no question. Pooley absolutely starts up front, no question. Probably
yeah, captain.
captains the team, absolutely. Jackson Uell started basically in his place this time, um, and played 60 minutes. But
Yeah, he was alright,
yeah, he was fine.
but he's a young, raw player. I mean, this whole roster is, it seems like.
Exactly, exactly. So I think once you get Adams back and you get that Adams McKinney pivot, will be a lot better. Really shoring up the midfield. I was really liking Musa when he came on. I think he had some really good pressing going on.
Mhm,
Just his speed and athleticism were incredible. So I personally think he should be that third midfielder. Um,
mhm.
I don't know what your take is on that, but I really liked his performance.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it just you have Berhalter and his love for Sebi. They love Du Bois, Sebi Leggett.
Yeah, yeah,
And I mean, like, he keeps scoring still. Like, I mean, it's working, but it's also kind of disappointing not to see like Moose out there. And also Jackson, I like, but when you McKennie is a CDM, like I don't know why we saw playing in a one CDM set. Why we didn't see Musa over Ewell and just sliding McKennie back a little bit.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
hey, I mean, if it's keep guys fresh,
Yeah,
give new guys experience in a friendly, it's
and
so good, so
I
good.
think we'll see, not to get too ahead of ourselves because we'll touch on the Nations League in a few minutes, but I think we'll see Greg's truly preferred side, this week. I mean, and that's the first real competition that we're playing in as a squad, in a long time. And I think, yesterday's squad was one of the strongest he's put out. But I think we'll see his preferred 11 coming out this week. Um, Obviously,
Same
the
thing.
big omission from that is Daryl DK. We'll touch on that later, but hopefully
Mhm,
Adams comes back into the fold. Some other interesting inclusions yesterday. Mark McKenzie started next to John
mhm.
Brooks.
I
Uh,
liked seeing that just for see what he could do kind of
exactly.
perspective. I've been a fan of his. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be playing much in real serious competition over the likes of Miazga or, well, now that he's injured, Long when
Yeah,
he's healthy,
yeah,
and obviously John Brooks. So it's
yeah.
good to see him get some run. I think he could really turn out to be something fantastic for the U.S. So
I agree. And then Reggie Cannon starting on the left,
mhm,
partnered with Dest on the right. Dest obviously is our starting right back, no question about that. I mean, left back is
yeah,
kind of left open. You have Reggie Cannon, you have Anthony Robinson who can fill in, um,
mhm,
and Gray really hasn't settled on his preferred fullback pairing.
yeah,
I thought Reggie played fine. Nothing too special.
yeah. I think with this team, there's never been this much. It's just like it's young. I mean, this team is average age of like, or the one for the friendlies back in November, December, the average age was like 23 and a half or 22 and a half.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I mean, it's just all playing to get like, they don't really have much international experience, which means they're not playing together that much experience. And a lot of what the issue was in the game yesterday against Switzerland was just this team and Berhalter loved to play high press super quick, and they got caught out too many times with Ewell being pushed too far, or McKenzie, or Brooks even at sometimes sliding over too far across the field, leaving the opposite side switch
Yeah,
far too open, which is how Switzerland scored their first goal with Rodriguez. He just got the ball right at the top of the box, no
yeah,
pressure at all, just got a shot off, got a deflection, went in. So
yeah,
again, that just comes with time playing together games. So
yeah. I think for myself personally, because Billy wasn't included, I would have liked to see probably. I said Musa before, but also Tim Weah. I mean, he's been tearing it up in League One with Lille, obviously winning the title. Um, and when he came on, in the 72nd minute, I thought he had some really good stuff in those last
Hmm.
15-20 minutes of the game,
Yeah.
and I don't think I don't know if he gets the start, on Thursday and kinda going forward. I don't know really how highly Greg favors him,
Mhm.
but I think he has some really good stuff and should be included over the likes of Ewell, Leggett, Acosta. I mean, Kellen Acosta came
Yeah.
for him. Um, so
Yeah. And
we
just, yeah, I'm a big Tim Weah guy. I think Berhalter loves him as a substitute option,
yeah,
which I think he should be more of a like kind of form starter in terms of if you're picking between him and Musa and Aronson, whoever's on form should be starting.
no, for
But
sure.
even in that lineup yesterday, like you can take out Ewell, slide McKinnie back, slide Aronson back, and then have Gio play out on the left as he does at Dortmund, and then play Tim Weah up right wing. I think
Yeah, yeah,
that would have been a much more exciting group to watch. Definitely probably led to a couple more goals, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. And I think one other thing to talk about is Sargent up front. I mean, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's between DK for that striker position.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and DK being omitted was a big surprise overall. And then, Sargent, by no means I'm saying he's bad or anything or not good enough, but I think his return has been quite poor for the. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, that's also kind of been featured in the Bundesliga this season as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He had a little good stretch
yeah, a
near
little bit.
towards the end of the season. He didn't end as he well. I believe it was like the like I believe it was some like the fourth, fifth of the season. uh, Sargent was really good for Bremen, but at the end they got relegated. So it's all personal personal statistics.
Exactly. So I mean, I think, and he's still 22. He's still young, and they're
Mhm,
obviously the side is still finding themselves. But over time, if DK keeps up this run, I would
mhm.
probably
Yeah,
he's definitely making the claim for the starting number 9. Um, and
yeah.
we'll see
I
what
think Sargent. I think just fits the system really well in terms of
happens.
the high press because he just never stops running in terms of pressing and
His work rate.
getting the ball back. His work rate is ridiculous, but at the end of the day, the striker is up there to score goals. So, I mean, he has the capability of finding the net, but if not, you don't want to find yourself in a Liverpool type situation where your striker is better
Exactly.
than at defending than at scoring goals.
Exactly.
So then, if I feel like if the U.S. becomes more bereft of goal scoring, I think in finishing, I think that's when DK might find himself into the side more often.
I agree.
But it seems that Berhalter loves and trusts Josh Sargent. I do too for now, but
Yeah. No,
again, and
uh,
there's goal scoring provided elsewhere because obviously Pulisic will be back.
yep.
Gio can score. Weston's a very good goal scorer from the midfield. So if he's in a more advanced role like he was yesterday, he's going to be able to find the net, find opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
Um,
I think one issue with this team is there's a lot of playmakers and not a lot of play finishers.
point like that. Yep. I agree.
A lot
And
of guys that can create off the dribble and through passing, but not top tier finishing and just finding the back of the net.
right, right, and that's a place where DK can come in. I mean, he's a target man through and through, a little bit of a poacher. So I think he can. He if need, I think he can really do some damage for us.
Yeah, and just
Then
having other guys play off him. He's so big. You just feed him in. He's just gonna control the ball, bully guys off of it, and he's fast too. So you
mhm,
play him in behind and just let him manhandle defenders.
no, for sure. And then I just want to shout out the likes of Matthew Hoppy getting his first
Mhm.
call, Justin Che
Yep.
getting his first call. We see the return of
Mhm.
Julian Green to the side,
The
the
return
prodigal son.
back from the dead, Julian Green.
Exactly, who just recently got promoted to the Bundesliga, so
Yep,
happy
and
to
he
see
played
him
well.
top
Did he
tier
not score the
football.
winning goal to
He
get
did,
them
he did,
promoted?
yeah.
Yes.
So happy for him. And then DeAndre Yedlin as well, kind of back from the dead. His career has
Mhm.
kind of been revived this year after he got a move away from Newcastle to Turkish side
Mhm.
Galatasaray. And I believe, I mean, I don't follow the Turkish side, but I believe he started basically every game for Galatasaray. So
Mhm.
definitely a solid option off the bench.
Yeah, a guy you think's been around forever, and he's only 27 years old.
No,
So,
exactly,
like,
exactly.
even the guys coming back, Julian Green, I believe, is 26.
Yeah,
Oh, 25. Oof.
so
Yeah, this team, even with old guys that have kind of fallen off the map for a while, like, they're still young.
exactly, and then we
A lot
also
of
have,
upside.
Brian Reynolds coming in,
Mhm.
probably make a Gold Cup squad, for
Yep.
for the summer, but,
Mhm. Yeah,
just
he and DK were not dressed for yesterday's game against Switzerland.
right, exactly,
But
exactly,
another guy I feel like should be dressed. I mean, looking at defenders, like, I get he's old and experienced, but, like, does Tim Ream really gotta dress for a game? Like, he's not gonna play. Like,
no,
he can just be the old man experience on the bench in
no,
his street clothes talking to guys.
exactly, and I mean, he can't even get a run out at Fulham, uh,
Yeah.
so, yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, well, maybe we can look toward, we'll see what happens, and then obviously this Thursday, at 7:30, the U.S. takes on Honduras in the Concacaf Nations League semifinals. There's a separate squad selection made by Berhalter for this one. The big names making this one were Zack, Steffen, and Pooley coming back from Champions League duty. So I assume we'll see basically the same side. Um, and then,
Yeah.
like we said before, DK not getting the call. So we'll see what happens. But I think this will be a really good game. I think we're going to see a really strong side coming out of this. Um,
Mhm.
and oh, but I'm looking at this. It doesn't look like. Oh no, Tim Weah did make the squad. So happy
And
for
Wes
it.
and
But yeah, I think this is gonna be a really good game. I'm really excited.
yeah, and it's nice to get someone like Honduras first, where
You know,
obviously weaker side. They've lost to Greece, drew Belarus, lost to
yep.
Guatemala in the last 3 games. So I mean, team not looking too sharp at the moment, but
No, exactly. And on the other side
right.
of this, uh, on the other side of this bracket, I believe it's Mexico versus. Ooh, let me pull it up right now.
We need Mexico US just both in youth revolutions. We need the new era to play and show what it's going to be like.
Exactly. Concacaf
Like the
Nation.
last US Mexico game I remember watching was like Michael Bradley. It was in the Stadia Azteca, and it was just a poor performance all around from the US.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Mexico, Costa Rica, later in the night at 10. I see no reason why Mexico doesn't beat Costa Rica. So, hopefully this is shaping up for US Mexico final, which would be huge. Mexico is honestly, in a way, I would see that as a bigger game than Switzerland, by the nature of the
Most
competition. And
definitely.
then also, it is a competitive game.
Yeah, a
So
competitive final US Mexico is going to
exactly.
be a great time to watch. Electric start to end.
No, exactly. And then, obviously this season saw, a ton of players from Europe take home domestic cup competitions. I mean, Reina took home the DFB Pokal in Germany. McKinnie took home Supercoppa Italiana and the Coppa Italiana for Juve. So, there are definitely those clutch players coming, obviously, and then Pooley winning the Champions
Mhm.
League. So there are definitely those clutch players in the
Yeah,
squad.
and Tim Weah being a major part of that Lille attack that carried them to a trophy over
Absolutely.
PSG in France.
Absolutely. So it's gonna be a really good game. And in terms of squad predictions, I think it'll be basically the same
Mhm.
as the Switzerland game. Um, Zach Steffen will absolutely come into goal. I see Dest definitely will start on the wing. On the other wing, toss up between Cannon and Robinson. See what happens.
Yeah, it depends what side they want to play. Dest
Exactly. And then
or
in the
Vorfit.
middle, John Brooks will absolutely get the call, partnered with who knows any combination of Miazga, Mark McKenzie, or Tim Ream. Um, I'd probably throw it up to McKenzie or Miazga.
I think I would probably lean Miazga, and I
Def-
think we go. I think we're going to see Anthony Robinson
mm,
also. So I think Dest will be out on the right,
yep,
Robinson out on the left with Miazga and John Brooks taking center back slots.
I like that. I like that a lot. And then in the middle, definitely McKinney. I hope that Tyler Adams can come into the side,
Mhm.
get over the lingering back injury.
Yeah.
That would be huge, absolutely huge
I
for us.
yeah. Mhm. I think given that it is Honduras and this team has played well and just the risk of him and, he's he's a injury prone player, I just think he takes Thursday off and they just keep him fully fresh for the final should they make it.
No,
Should
exactly.
make it. Who knows though?
Yeah, good
So
point.
I agree. McKennie's going to be in there. Obviously, Legette's going to be in there after scoring. Just his run of form and choice of Berhalter.
Yep. And then
And
maybe Musa will be in it.
yeah,
Maybe
I
the
think Musa starts.
probably Musa. That would be definitely the preferred. I'd probably rather see him start than Aronson drop back into a midfield three. Um,
Yeah,
and
and
then
I think we just have Pooley, Reyna, Sargent up top across the board. Seems like the pretty
definitely,
set in stone grouping.
yep, Sargent up through the middle,
Hmm.
and then Reina on the left, Puli on the right, Puli captaining us to hopefully a dub. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't see why the US can
yeah.
absolutely beat this Honduras side. Um,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would also like to see Pooley out on the right and let Gio play left in his more natural position because we saw in the Jamaica game the link up between Pooley and Dest was absolutely lethal.
so good,
In
so
this side, that's probably similar, if not a little better than this Honduras side. I think those two on the same side
yeah.
is going to be
And then
magic to watch.
hopefully Tim Weah will get a run in, either
Yeah,
if we
Tim
need him
Weah.
or if we're up. I'd like to see him come on maybe at the 60-minute mark with 30 minutes to go. Um,
Mhm.
and
I
then
wouldn't be surprised with a Reggie Cannon substitute at some point.
probably,
So shirt
um,
up and maybe a Callan Acosta late game just to kill some time. Slash give little fresh legs in the
short
CDM role for the end of the game.
shore things up in the midfield. Maybe get a DeAndre Yedlin call in as well.
Hmm.
Shore things up. And then one
I'm
other
just
player
hoping.
that I've been liking, Jordan Ciabatti, from Young Boys.
Mhm.
Um, he just got his first call back up in March, and I think he's been playing pretty well. I'd like to see
Yeah,
more about him, see what he's about, see what he can do. Um,
yeah,
I think a lot of these players would benefit from a move. Um, in terms of their clubs, I'd like to see Sargent get a move. So he's playing top football
yeah.
in the Bundesliga too.
Mhm.
Maybe if Ciabatti can get out of Switzerland as well. Aronson is going to probably will definitely stay at RB Salzburg for another year. I don't think he should move.
Yeah. Brendan Aronson seems like a dead set Salzburg to Leipzig classic. I
100
have a feeling that's where it's going to end up going.
follow Mr. Marsh all around the country.
Yeah,
Um,
I just Jordan Ciabatti, like I'm a fan. What it's great. It's a great thing that I'm saying this right now is because we have too much talent. Like we're actually for once with the U.S. talking about like, oh, this guy should have gotten in over because like there's just so much talent
no
and just
facts.
like who we prefer. It's instead of the classic like, oh, we gotta take. We're upset with the main guys. We're like, oh, we got Josie Altidore and Michael Bradley. It's corpses out on the field now.
Exactly.
There's not much to look forward to now. We're like discussing, like actually having a discussion of who should be left out and who will be slash like what do we think is best. So it's a great thing.
And then we talked about DK getting left out. Other big names, Walker Zimmerman not getting the call of Nashville SC, having played a lot for the defense. Aaron Long's out with that ruptured Achilles, unfortunately. Um,
Mhm.
Otherwise, he's been a staple in the side for a decent amount of time now. And then there's a whole host of MLS guys that'll probably get the run out in the Gold Cup. Um,
The MLS quota,
yeah, so they'll get to
the joking MLS quota that everyone talks about.
honestly,
But hey, I mean, if guys are performing, then hey,
exactly. Exactly.
that's just part of it. Moving into getting guys into Europe out young and developing them.
Yeah, sure. So big things coming our way in the next couple weeks, and yeah, just really excited to see what happens, um, and then hopefully we'll have a final to talk about in in a few days. We beat Honduras.
The final would be next Tuesday, correct? I think no.
It's gonna be. I'm trying to.
I think it was the 11th or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. Can't find it right now, but it'll probably be sometime between Sunday and Wednesday of next
Oh
week.
no, is this? It would be this Sunday, 9 p.m.
For the Sunday, okay. Actually, because a week from Wednesday, the U.S. takes on Costa Rica in a friendly. Um, so that'll be interesting to see who gets the
Yeah,
one.
in Mile High, which is great. U.S. with the altitude training recently, obviously for the Nations League,
No, exactly.
they're going to be ready.
They're gonna be
It'll be
ready.
fun to watch a young, energetic team play for something.
Exactly, and maybe bring home a trophy, which would be
Hmm.
maybe precursor to a World Cup in a couple years. So big
Yep,
thing.
and then precursor for all the qualification starting this fall as well. It's
Yes,
just the next 9 months are just going to be U.S. men's national team, like game after game of importance and
absolutely.
needing to regroup from club to play and attack the main goal, which is getting to the World Cup and putting on a performance.
No, exactly. I mean, we have the players to do it. I mean, we have these Champions League winners, these top goal scorers in the top European leagues. It's just finding the
Yeah,
best.
guys that are playing for the best clubs in the world, like actively playing and performing.
Exactly. So once they figure out how to play together and each game is a learning experience, then I only see good things in our future. And from there we go.
Mm, perfect. So I think we're done here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
Be sure you're tuning into all the games and stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. And you can
See you.
find us on Twitter at 6 Round Spurts. You can find us at Instagram on 6 Round Sports. And then obviously our YouTube 6 Round Sports. So thank you, everybody.